Howdy everyone, I'm Corey with Art's Really Cool. Today we're going to make another painting inspired by my favorite living creature, well, previously living creature in the world, my dog Pete. I got Pete, so he was like 2, maybe 3 years old. Somebody was taking care of him and they were just in a position in life where they couldn't continue. And I had known him for a few years or a couple of years and just loved him. He was so well behaved, so well mannered. He just was the chillest dog ever. And that's what I wanted. I was kind of lazy. I wanted a lazy dog. And he was the perfect amount of lazy. And the only game he really liked to play was tug of war. So I didn't have to move to play tug of war. I moved around with him a lot. Like a lot. We traveled a lot. He was the most relaxed dog. He'd just get in the car and just chill in the back seat. It felt like he would judge me a lot in my driving. Like you can see in some pictures. I think Adrian's gonna put them up somewhere.
That's a thumbnail.
Gonna put him up somewhere, and you'll get to see like there's judgment in his eyes. Like he's looking from the back out front, and like I think I braked a little hard or something. I don't know. He's just a judgmental dog. I had so many memories, good memories with him. He was like my little sidekick. Like everything I went through, ups and downs, and all experiences of life, he was there. He was my constant. He was solid. He was my rock. But I was like, I treated him like a doll sometimes. Like I just do weird things to him, like put a wig on his head once, like a costume store, like afro wig. I wrapped him up in a blanket once. Both of those pictures are right here. Shortly after I became his parent, whatever you call it, my friend who was just starting to learn photography wanted to do a photo shoot with myself and Pete because I am a model. See, I'm smizing. Anyways, so we went off and we did some shots. She got some really good photos, again, somewhere. And she edited them, and then I was like, oh, I'm kind of handsome. But Pete looked amazing. Like her shots with Pete in them, he was literally like magazine photo shoot ready. Like a couple times he looked directly into the lens, ears propped up just right. Like other times he looked off into the distance. Like you'll see them obviously. They were incredible. I loved them and I used them. One of them is actually my icon at work, like for a system that I have to have a picture for. It's Pete's face. Like that's my picture. I love this dog. When I moved here to North Carolina, I have a fireplace, and that was his favorite spot, is to be right in front of the fireplace. I believe there's also a picture showing that. If I remember right, he's looking over his shoulder because, again, total model. But anyways, I could talk about him all day, every day. I love him so much. I lost him in 2021, probably one of the most devastating days, or it was 2 a.m, so take it as you want with time. I don't know how people are going to feel about this statement, but it was right up there next to my dad. Like he was so important and such an integral part of my life that like it was like losing part of me when he went. And it happened so fast, like everything, it just all downhill suddenly within a week. Oh, anyways, let's not talk about that. That's sad. I got a little collar right here. One of the things I did a long time ago is I got this. I don't know that you'll be able to see it, but I got his little dog tag at one of the places, and it says, "I'm the best dog ever, be jealous." A few people saw that from time to time in like stores or the dog park, or one time I went to a kennel just to try it out, and they were like, "That's hilarious," and I was like, well, it's not funny. It's not meant to be funny because it's 100% true. Anyway, let's get to talking about the painting. What the goal is, I'm going to do a really big painting today. It's a 24-inch by 30-inch canvas. I'm going to do all color shift paint. There's 6 different ones. 2 of them look very similar, but there's 6 different ones. I'll show you in just a second. I'm gonna have a black base, and then I'm going to lay the colors out in each of the corners to create a space for me to, this is the plan. We'll see what happens when I actually do it, but I plan to swipe through them with a metallic white that is mixed with Australian Floetrol, which is gonna leave those really cool lacings that you see in a lot of our other videos. And then I'll stretch it out to cover the whole canvas, and then show you what it looks like. Hopefully it does what's in my head. Most of the time it doesn't, but maybe this one will. All right, so the colors I'm working with are Green Flash. Pretty color, it's very vibrant. Emerald Flash, I don't know why they're all flash. Again, nice vibrant color. This is another one that looks very similar, but it's different. This one is Aqua Flash. I didn't know they were all flash. It's like the speed thing. What is that superhero?
Flash.
Yeah, that guy. Blue Flash. Ah, this one's not a flash. This one's Blue Quartz. And then Blue Violet Flash. Well, Blue Quartz is special then. All right, so I am going to get everything ready, and with the magic of editing, I'm gonna be standing. All right, so here's our ginormous canvas. It is so big, it doesn't even fit on video. It's not that much off, just little boring corners. So I'm just gonna get started with my basic black. I'm just gonna pour it on to create enough to cover the canvas. I'm not gonna tilt it all to the edge, just gonna make a big puddle kind of. I'll stretch it out a little bit because, sorry, I can't think and get drops off, I guess. Because I'm going to stretch it at the end, so I don't need to cover the whole canvas now, but I want it to be out far enough for me to draw my lines that I'm planning to put in here. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Sorry, I had to clean that off. Let me stretch this out really quick. Got a little off the sides already, but that's okay. So my plan, I'm going to torch this in just a second, but my plan is to create swipes going here, here, and here. So these 4 corners, if you will. And fingers crossed it'll work out. It's kind of, the colors are like color shifts. They have like multiple tones in them or whatever. I don't know the exact phrase, but they're cool. They're very cool. But the reason for doing that, besides them being cool, was because they are color shift paint. Pete shifted my life for the better, if you will. And I thought it would be cool to kind of tie the paint in, the type of paint in with him. I'm also going to try and do basically the essence, as I like to say, that I'm going for is the Northern Lights. So these colors put together kind of give me a Northern Lights vibe. So many air bubbles. Give me a Northern Lights vibe, and hopefully that's what'll come out when I get the swipes all done. All right, let me remember the order. All right, gotta make sure I get this right. It's probably way more paint than I needed, but I'm kind of known for that. That was a bug getting zapped.
R.I.P.
Right. R.I.P. Jimmy. when I pour this, I try, there's a little spot here, but I try to make sure that there's no black paint showing in between the lines, because if it's there, it's going to pull through on the swipe, and that's going to mess up kind of the vibe. These look so similar, but they're slightly different. These are getting too long. I'm getting crazy with them. Maybe I'll do little swipes to finish it off, since they're getting so long. Give a little accent. Get it? Because I did an accent. That was how Adrian talks, because he's Southern. Allegedly, don't come for me.
What do you mean I'm Southern?
Oh, that was a horrible Southern.
Right. It's not like I'm Foghorn Leghorn.
That's exactly. I couldn't think of that he was a rooster or whatever from. This one is way too long. What am I even thinking? Who did this? Gotta stop letting Adrian pour paint.
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah, you can totally tell by the arm. Oh, keep doing it. You're forgetting this last one.
You hate that one.
I always do this. I always, like, you can see on every single one of them, it starts small and then just gets wider and wider and wider. Most of this is going to pour off the edge, which is annoying, but... Oh, yeah. So speaking of the Northern Lights, which is another reason Adrian just reminded me of why I wanted to do this, is when I was in Arizona, we there was a little, they call them green belts or whatever, but green space or whatever you want to call it. There's like a little grassy area at the beginning of my block. And we would walk to it. It wasn't very far. It was like a minute away. And we would walk to it, and we would just lay down. And one day in the grass, and he would chill, I would chill, because again, nice and lazy. And we were laying there one day, and I saw a shooting star, and I was like, "Oh, that's so cool." I mean, he didn't care, and I don't think he saw it. But I was like, that's so cool. I feel so special because it's a shooting star. And as I lay there, I just continued to stare up, just pondering life, of course, you know, as one does. And I saw another one. And I was like, what is happening? This is the most amazing thing ever. And Pete was just chilling, like he, again, couldn't care less. But I think it was one of those nights where there was like a bunch of meteors or whatever, like a meteor shower. But I didn't know that, and so it was just really cool to me to see all of those. And so it's a really cool memory I have of Pete. So I put the metallic white on here with this Australian flow, and I'm going to take it and set it here and drag it through. Let's see how it goes. I've never used this tool for this purpose. So this little section right here, I'm going to use a smaller palette knife, and I'll drag that one through to get it covered. If you saw one of my first videos, you'll know that this Australian Floetrol is very expensive. So I use it sparingly, and I don't need a lot to make this swipe happen, so I'm making sure to get just a thin layer on there. And when you swipe, you do just the slightest amount of pressure. It just, you like barely touch the canvas really. And then it will pull through the colors and create this lacing, which, I mean, in that first swipe I did is like, you can see all of the, I mean, you can just see it developing and the different colors being pulled through. All of this little stuff, you can see like the lacing and whatever that it's pulling through, like it'll continue to develop more and more, and it'll just look super awesome, especially when I stretch it out. So one of the things that Pete would do that I found super cute. So he wasn't, he wasn't on the couch or bed very often. Wasn't necessarily like a loud, if you will. As much as I loved him, the dog hair would get on all of that stuff. So I kind of, kept him off of that stuff, except for special occasions. Well, what he would do, because sometimes I just was like, yeah, you can get up, like, or be a softie. What he would do is he would first come over to the couch. He would then stare at me, and if I looked at him and said go lay down, he would, wander off. If I didn't, like say go away or do anything that would insinuate that he couldn't come up, what he would do was he would then put a paw on the couch and like just wait and look at me like, okay, is this okay? Am I getting a permission to go to the next level? And if I still didn't say anything, he would put a second paw on the couch and then look at me and be like, okay, is this happening? Is this really happening? And then if I didn't say no again, he would try his best to climb on the couch. He didn't jump really. So like there was a lot of like trying to like just pick a leg up to get on there. And so I would have to lean over and like lift his butt to get him up there. But like he would try really hard just to pull himself up. But it was just really cute. He'd do that like with the bed too, like one paw on the bed, like, okay, it's nighttime, can I come up? But anyways, I loved that. I thought that was super cute. Just a second, I need to grab another palette knife. So because I made these lines so long, I've got this excess space, so I've got to stretch or swipe through those, and I need a smaller palette knife to do that. So I've got a couple smaller ones here. Since this one over here is kind of big, I'm gonna swipe it with that. It will do the same thing here shortly. All right, so got the vibe, kind of. We'll see how this turns out. Hopefully it's cool. Hopefully not everything gets poured off. Way more paint on here than I needed because that's my signature. All right, here we go. Wish me luck. Even though this is gonna surprise. Where's the weight? Even though this is in a surprise bucket. Oh, it's heavy. Nobody told me it was gonna be heavy. Stretch it back to the middle. See if I've got the composition that I'm after. I think that'll do it. I'm gonna just touch up the sides really quick. Especially the parts that you gotta be careful not to drip on anything. So, what do y'all think? Does this look like the Northern Lights or the essence of? I get that vibe. As it continues to dry, the lacing will become a little bit more colored, if you will. A lot of it will still stay this light white. This section I think will stay as is, which I kind of like. I like that this is kind of pulling all the ways through and fades out. They're all kind of just different yet the same, and I love that about them. Like this one, the lacing in here is like a lot of blues over here. This one's got a lot of teal, some purple. This one's got a lot of the greens. That one's just mostly white for some reason. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comments. I'm happy with it. It worked out. Yay! And we'll show you the dried one once it dried. I guess you'll see it just stay for like another 3 seconds and then you'll see it. All right, so here is the dried version of Pete's painting. Kind of looks like Aurora Borealis. I can't say it, but that's what it looks like. Anyway, let's start in here and look a little closer. So this is the upper corner, of course, and if you see that lacing right there's got little hints of green coming through and then some purples. Like, I just love how the swipe pulls the colors along with it. Depending on where it starts, it moves it in to bring that little color trace through. Anyways, I like that a lot. This little corner, of course, is different than this corner. While they still look similar, they're different shapes because when you tilt them, they're moving all at the same time, but one is moving a little bit faster because that's where the weight of all of the paint is at. So that part's moving faster than another, so it stretches it a little bit more. So this section over here was done second, I believe. I cannot remember. You'll know because you will have seen the video. And then this bottom bit down here was done third, I think. And you can see again the colors of the webbing coming through. And then we got this last one that of course is again a little bit different. And this one's got the extension of really just the metallic white into the center of the painting. And what I love about it is that when the light catches it, it actually glistens. It's not easy to show in this video, but it does shine a little brighter in person. And then again, back to that really cool lacing is the blue color as it got drugged through. So anyways, yeah, I just love how they're all a little bit different, yet the same. And it really does do the whole thing of looking like the Northern Lights. Anyways, I hope you like it. Bye.